Namaste, guys. Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consulting, giving you a big and beautiful shout out from a special location here in Creede, Colorado. It is 6:45 p.m. Mountain Time. We're jumping on for a daily dose of growth. Challenges designed to grow your soul and help you become a better person. And welcome, Tina. Namaste. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you, dear? We're on a special location for the next couple of days. I spent about 5 hours driving today, going from Denver, Colorado to Creede, Colorado. And I've been on many, many mountain towns all over the state of Colorado and outside of the state of Colorado. And I saw a list of the top 10 mountain towns in the country. Tina and Elena did it. I love it. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on this one. This was a unique challenge. And this was one of the most magnificent drive-ins to a mountain town I've ever seen because of, if you type in the top 8 mountain towns in Colorado, Creede, Colorado is one of the ones that comes up. And the drive into this place, amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm staying in a Airstream, which is like a trailer that's stuck to the ground, I think. The last time I stayed in an Airstream was about 25 years ago with a friend of mine. We stayed with him, his sister, another friend, and both of his parents. And we went camping. I don't even know where we went camping. It might have been New Hampshire. We were going from, I think, Massachusetts to New Hampshire. Really nice camping spot. We were there for a few days. And this place is super still, super quiet. So Tina says, believe it or not, it was not a struggle. I believe it. I believe it wasn't a struggle for you. How about Elena? Was the challenge today a struggle for Elena? Give me some feedback on that. And to give you guys an idea of what this place looks like, my neighbor across the street, I know all my neighbors except them. Oh, that's nice. So you got to meet your neighbor across the street. They rent. Aha, so they don't own. Got it. Well, what was your feedback? What was your feedback before the challenge, during the challenge, and after the challenge? So here's the place. This is the bed area. It's got my eye mask, my wallet. I don't know why I have 4 earplugs. You know why I have 4 earplugs? In case I lose one or lose 2, I have backup. Always have backup. I can't really go too much outside of this place because we'll lose internet access. The owners of this Airstream live right here in this house, and they have a 2-year-old son. So when I was doing a meditation with one of the masters after I got here, I heard this teeny tiny little voice inquiring about things, and it was so adorable. It reminded me of my son when he was that young. My son's 15 now, and when he was 2 years old, and just cute little gut, big fat baby belly running in his mouth. It was adorable. Suresh, namaste. But this place is very cute. Everything seems to close around 6 o'clock. There's about 550 people that live in Creede. There's nothing here. It's the town, and then Lori, namaste, all around the town are mountains. So the town is in the center pretty much, and then everywhere around the town are mountains. It's pretty amazing. Super, super still. Pretty much when we're done with this. Hey, you did it. Good job, Lori. When we're done with this stream, I have to catch up with a friend about something she did this weekend, dealing with personal development, spiritual development, and then going to be going to bed early to get up early tomorrow. So, Suresh, did you do it? Not do it. So she was with you. Okay, so Elena got the tag along meeting somebody new. Let's see. Tag along meeting someone new. So who initiated, right? So it was a different person for each person. So let's see. Can we let this one slide with Elena that she did do the challenge? She grew herself, came out of her comfort zone, met a new person. All right, we'll go with that. That sounds good. The owner. Okay, so the feedback is the owner. Namrata, namaste. The owner told them to never park on my side because I don't like it, so I felt they didn't like me. But it took me all day to say hello and introduce myself. I did, and she was receptive. Oh, that's nice. Huh. So you had one expectation, and that expectation turned out to be inaccurate? Is that my understanding? Suresh says, didn't want to, though. Was nervous, but felt better and normal afterwards. Not so bad. Good. Good awareness. What else? What else? So our challenge today, challenge number 43, was to connect with somebody physically by, like a neighbor, knocking on a neighbor's door who you've never introduced yourself to, and they've never introduced themselves to you, and saying, hi, my name's so-and-so, what's your name? And striking up a mini conversation. Because of Corona, because of COVID-19, people don't want to be passing germs back and forth to each other, so it's understandable. So the other add-on, Jessica, namaste, you changed your profile picture again. The other add-on to that is going on your Facebook, because everyone that is part of these streams is on Facebook and on Facebook Messenger, most likely. So you were just supposed to find a random friend who you've never actually connected with verbally and visually and call them up on Facebook Messenger and strike up a conversation and see what happened. And it wasn't about the fruit. It was about the action. To give Elena credit, she was the one that kept pushing me for us to go. No way. Good job, Elena. Get it, girl. Putting mom in uncomfortable positions and situations. I love it. So Jessica says, so I didn't do it. I've been very preoccupied. Yeah, I heard from your mom earlier today that she was preoccupied. I didn't get the whole message. It just kind of like one sentence came up in my feed. And I was like, okay. But check this out. Listen, very important. This was a challenge. Oh, it's super cozy, Jessica. This was a challenge that I wanted to lose some of you on. What do I mean by that? As the days go on and we keep doing more challenges, we should not have every single person doing every single challenge. Why? Because that means you're not growing as much as you could be growing. So we didn't make it impossible, but I told you last week that we're going to start introducing challenges that we're going to lose a couple people here and there for whatever reason, right? So, ta-da! We lost a couple people, and that's okay. That was part of the plan. So Tina says, I'm usually have no problems being friendly and being first to say hi. Okay, so Tina, your awareness, what made this different? What made this different, Tina? Lori says, we live in a country, so neighbors are not close. Or county. Met an older widow with no kids who lives down the road. She was a sweet lady. Told her we've been neighbors for 10 years. We exchanged numbers, and I told her to call me if she ever needs anything. That's sweet. Neighbors for 10 years and never had a conversation. Amazing, right? Jessica says, it would have been fun, just have some things going on and pulling me in so many directions. Understandable. What else? Remember, when we jump on the streams in the evening for the challenge review, we say we did it, we didn't do it, I did it, I didn't do it. No need for a story, right? Because by you giving the story, you're not taking responsibility for what you did or didn't do, right? You're making it circumstantial. I blame it on the circumstance. I blame it on another person. I blame it on a situation. I blame it on the handyman, parents, kids, dogs, pets, whatever. Don't blame anything on anyone. Take 100% responsibility. No story needed. I did it. I didn't do it. Period. Tina says, because I had this preconceived idea, they didn't like me. Perfect. Did you guys catch that with Tina? The reason Tina didn't want to reach out to her neighbor across the street is because she had a preconceived idea that they did not like her. So now, check this out. A couple things happened. She went, had a conversation. It was pleasant. So the preconceived idea was proven to be false. Right? And now these people have, if there was a little animosity or a little roughness between the two of them, this was an opportunity for them to go, wow, our next door neighbor Tina and Elena are actually kind of cool. They came over and said hi to us. So do you see how it benefits in two different ways? Jessica says, no, I know, I'm totally accountable. That a girl. Tina says, I'm so happy I said hello even though it wasn't comfortable. Good. Excellent. Good feedback. Good feedback. What else? Anything else? Awareness before, during, after this challenge. It's funny to be in a mountain town and there's not a lot of noise, not a lot of people, and so I feel like extra loud. Right? I feel extra loud. What else? Feedback. This feedback is not for me. It's for you and for the group. That as people watch the replay, because we're doing it at a different time today, as people watch the replay, there's going to be different feedback. And people will hear different things, get different nuggets, and improve the quality of their experience if they did the challenge. If they didn't do the challenge, they don't have the experience, right? So Tina says, Tina's on fire tonight, metaphorically speaking. Tina says, they have lived there for months. I never waved or anything. It's not like me not to wave and be friendly, so it did bother me. Ooh. So that's called cognitive dissonance. You are not showing up the way that you normally show up. That's interesting. Jessica says, okay. So I can't contain it with setting up arrangements to get my new fur baby, and I was way too excited about that. I'm sorry. You don't need to give me the story. You don't need to give anybody the story. You don't even need to give yourself the story. It's all good. It's all good. I know you guys have been planning this for the past 2 weeks. It's all good. There's a secret, though. No telling Olivia. Well, she better not watch the stream then. Chrissy, namaste. Welcome. Don't let her see this. Her and I are friends on Facebook, and she watches the streams. So it's already out there if she watches this. She hasn't actually been on for, a week now. She would be on almost every single day for about a week. Wait till you see him. The fluffy, fat fur baby. Bring it on. Okay, so congratulations to everyone who did the challenge. Congratulations to everyone who took responsibility for not doing the challenge. And this challenge, as many of you said, was uncomfortable, awkward. So where are those energies? Solar plexus chakra. So whenever we're doing something that makes us feel not good feelings, it's coming from the solar plexus chakra. So whenever we feel stressed out, we feel anxious, we feel nervous, we feel fearful, we feel awkward, we feel jealous, we feel lower negative emotions, it's in the solar plexus. But here's the great thing. Oh, she's out of dad's. Okay. And Chrissy did it. Good job, Chrissy. Here's the thing. When your solar plexus is clean, healthy, strong, and normalized, you can do great things in the world. Because constancy, meaning doing the same thing day in and day out, regardless of how you feel, that's a function of the solar plexus. So the virtue within pranic healing, constancy of aim and effort and non-laziness, constancy is solar plexus, ajna is aim, basic chakra is effort. One is pushing through inner resistance, one is knowing where you're going, and one is being putting in the physical effort, right? So Shresh says, I know you have to do for your own growth, but something inside me said no, but you have to push yourself. Correct. The thing inside you that's saying no is your lower nature taking over. Because do you need more or less energy to get out of your comfort zone? You need more energy to get out of your comfort zone. What happens when you get out of your comfort zone with the more energy? The chakras have to stretch. In the process of the chakras stretching, old seeds deep within the chakra come to the surface. So if you have fears of inadequacy, of unworthiness, of guilt, of shame deep within the solar plexus chakra, as you start getting out of your comfort zone and stretching the chakra, those seeds start to come to the surface. So you have to deal with them. If you do not deal with them, guess what happens? Whoo, they go right back into the chakra. And then you don't take the necessary action to get out of your comfort zone and take your life to the next level. So do you see how important it is to stretch your solar plexus chakra to get out of your comfort zone on a day-to-day basis, which is what we do with the daily dose of growth, challenges designed to grow your soul and help you become a better person, right? That's what self-sabotage is. You have a goal, an objective, a target that's bigger than what you're currently at, which means the chakras need to grow and expand and have more energy, and the old stuff gets fertilized. That's how we sabotage ourselves, right? It's like it's an inner thermostat keeping us at a homeostasis. Does that make sense? So that's why I congratulate you guys every single day you do the challenges. Even if you try and fail, that's still better than not trying. Make sense? Very, very important. So just as Tina covered about preconceived ideas, we have something called your self-image. And your self-image is not what you think of yourself. Your self-image is what you think other people think of you. That's your self-image. So Tina didn't want to connect to her neighbors because she thought that they thought she wasn't a good person, a kind person, a loving person, a weird person, whatever, right? She had preconceived ideas about them. So that was her self-image connected to her neighbors. So it was keeping her stuck, preventing her from moving forward, preventing her from having a relationship with these people and other people. Same way of online. We have 1,000 friends. We have 10,000 friends. You can't have 10,000 friends on Facebook. They limit it to 5,000, right? So you have X number of friends on Facebook, and you know 5% of them. The other 95% you barely talk to, barely connect with. You know nothing about them, their lives, what's important to them, their hopes, dreams, desires, their fears, their weaknesses, all these things, right? But by reaching out to them on FaceTime or Facebook Messenger and saying, hey, what's going on? You and I are friends on Facebook. How you been during the coronavirus? We've never talked before. Let's mix it up. Well, Tina, we know you're weird. That's obvious. Jessica says, no way I would love you as a neighbor, Tina. Oh yeah, you guys, we should all move together in the mountains or something like that. Have our little community, right? So we have these preconceived ideas, and it's connected to our self-image, and so that prevents us from moving forward. And you can relate that to not just intimate relationships with our, not intimate, but our personal relationships with our neighbors, but with our coworkers, with our employees, with our boss or bosses, right? We go, okay, this person doesn't like me because of preconceived idea. Nothing's been validated most of the time. But then when we open up and have a conversation and a dialogue and we get things moving, we come to find out, as Tina found out, her assumptions were inaccurate. Jessica says, let's do it, Christian. Suresh says, thank you, Christian. I learned more about myself today. It's the solar, lower nature, not the real me. Correct. I really didn't do this because people would think I am strange. I really did. You didn't want to. Correct. So there's many reasons as to why you're not doing something, right? We have rationalizations and justifications with the mental body, the throat, and the ajna. So what happens is we feel something in our body. We feel fear, we feel inadequacy, we feel self-loathing, we feel something, and then we, rather than observing the feeling, what we go is we take our mental body and we create a story, rationalization, and justification around that feeling. And we go, well, the reason I feel this way is because that person's this, this, and this, or I'm not that kind of person, blah, 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 right? Versus, wait a minute, who's the boss? Am I the higher soul the boss, or is my lower nature and lower emotions the boss? Okay, I'm the boss. I'm the soul, right? As an example, my body is super, super tired. My body's not been getting sleep for a while now. But I still show up and fulfill my responsibilities and my commitments to you guys, to my clients, to my friends who rely on me for certain things, and I rely on them for certain things. Sarah, I'm going to say you changed your profile picture. Looking good, right? Because I, the soul, am the boss of my physical body. I, the soul, am the boss of my emotions. I, the soul, am the boss of my thoughts. And that's something you have to practice day by day by day by day by day by day. So whenever you don't do a challenge, what you're doing is you're rationalizing and justifying with your emotions why you shouldn't do it. Versus, hey, I signed up for these challenges. I'm going to do the challenge. That's it. Period. End of story. Do you see the difference of energy? Because there's this old saying in personal development, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you have a tendency of holding back, if you have a tendency of making excuses, if you have a tendency of rationalizing why you do or don't do something, you will continue to do that pattern because it's a pattern of behavior, which is sabotaging you from getting everything you need, want, desire in life. Right? So when you go, that challenge is not important, you say that about many, many, many other things. Right? So that's why I applaud you guys every single time you do the challenges. Or when you own it and say, I didn't do the challenge. That's it. Period. So, Sarah, I'm proud of you for doing it. Congratulations. What is your feedback from doing today's challenge? What is your feedback from doing today's challenge? What did you learn before, during, and after? That's good. I mixed it up with several people today. One guy was very interesting in particular. There's more to this story, but just for simplicity and quickness sake, you know what a flask is? Those little itty bitty tiny things that people put alcohol in, like brandy, and then they put it in their coat pocket. Usually alcoholics use a flask in general. Not in all cases, but in general. So you have a flask this big, and it's used for alcohol. So there was a very interesting character at one of my stops in a mountain town. I was getting some food, and he was waiting for his food, and then he goes to his car, and he comes back from his car, and he has a flask. Instead of this big, it's this big. And on the flask it says, size matters. And he didn't have alcohol in it, he had water in it. But there's more to this character than I'm going to get into right now. This is a family show. Let's see. So Jessica says, no, I admit I'm a slacker. No. Jessica, erase, 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 erase. You are not a slacker. There is a tendency within you to be lazy, but you are not your laziness. You are not the inability to move forward. Right? You are not that. It's simply a product of your soul because you haven't learned that lesson about being industrious yet. Mentally industrious, emotionally industrious, physical industrious, right? You are not that, so be careful of your language. Get too excited about missions on task, and this new awareness of my fur baby came last night, and although I had every intention to do the challenge, I was way too excited and absorbed in my baby. Now I have to wait to get him. Gah! Well, when's that going to happen? Next day or two? Jessica says, but I will get back on track. I know, no excuses. Correct. No excuses. Such an interesting person. So, what is the point with all of this? Going back to the solar plexus. When you stretch yourself, when you do something that you've never done before, when you're getting out of your comfort zone, the chakras require more energy. The chakras require to be bigger. The thing is to push past the resistance. Friday, beautiful. Is to push past the resistance, like Suresh did. He didn't want to do it. Wanting is in the solar plexus. I want to do it, I don't want to do it. That's the solar plexus. The ajna does something because it's the right thing to do. Believe me, I'd rather be sleeping right now than being on a stream Nothing against you guys, right? I love you guys. I would do almost anything for you guys. But my body's tired and it's not feeling well, right? But I have a commitment and I'm operating from my higher will, Ajna Chakra. And we had a 2-hour practice that right when I got in here, I had to log on immediately, right, to be on time, because that's something I committed to. So it's challenging. Ajna Chakra, doing something because it's the right thing to do rather than doing it because you feel like or don't feel like doing something. So let's see what Sarah said. Get it, girl? It's a big paragraph. That's a fat bird out there. It was a bit uncomfortable, but to be honest, I am used to talk with people I don't know in random places, that it was a bit easier for me than for the other person. It was interesting for me because I ended up telling this person why I lied to him because he said he's a very shy person and he would never do that, and he felt a bit uncomfortable too. But he said that it was nice to get out of his comfort zone. So you were being an example and a light for another person. Jessica says, interesting person, as in a good or bad person. Nobody's all good and nobody's all bad. He was an interesting person, not bad. Suresh says, we appreciate it very much. Mine was 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Jessica, you are a gem. I'm getting there. It's a process. Rick, Namaste. Welcome. Did it. Sorry. Okay. Tina says, I feel like I get out of my comfort zone way more than I ever did in my earlier life. That a girl. Good. Sarah says to Jessica, a good way. Yeah. So when you... Check this out. You ready? You ready? For all you big-hearted people out there. When you show up as an example, a good example for another person, you give them permission to be courageous, to be open, to be vulnerable. How many people have heard that before? If you're guarded, closed off, and sharp with people, they're going to respond in like energy and like kind. But if you're loving, open, sweet, nurturing, nourishing, it gives people space for them to do the same thing. So if you're practicing courage, you're giving an example of courage to another person. Right? Very, very important to remember. But here's the thing, guys. It can't be lip service. These streams are about practical spirituality. It's about taking a tool, a technique, a teaching, applying it into your life today and noticing a benefit. Not something for next lifetime, 10 lifetimes from now, not something for cosmic cycles, something right now, practical spirituality. You have to be an embodiment of what you share with other people. Have you guys noticed I don't talk about taxes? Have you guys noticed I don't talk about astronomy? Have you guys noticed I don't talk about CrossFit? Why? I am not an expert in those areas. I am not an embodiment of those teachings. That's why I talk about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality, because I am an embodiment of that and have been for over 20 years. So I stay within my zone of genius and I do my best not to go outside of it, because I want to embody the very thing that I'm sharing with other people. Tina says, I hope my ways are good examples for my kids. Absolutely. Elena has grown tremendously over the past several months. And she can tell you that she can tell you that to your face, and you can also see it in her behavior. Jessica says, I don't care though, I still lead by my heart. By my heart. Jessica says, I love to help people feel appreciated and loved. That's self-evident, right? So that is our higher teachings and higher understandings about why we did today's challenge, getting you out of your comfort zone, stretching your solar plexus, overcoming inner resistance so you can grow and expand and evolve to the next level. When you get those inclinations to give up, to quit, to withdraw, to pull back, to say, this isn't that important, be aware. You are being presented with an opportunity to grow, and if you don't take it, you lost that opportunity to grow. Did you guys get that? Whenever you quit, back off, withdraw, give excuses, rationalizations, justifications, you lost that opportunity to grow. Never forget that. Super important. But if you make the challenge, you say, I'm going to step up to the plate. Doesn't matter if I fail or succeed. I'm going to do what is necessary to make it happen. You just became a better person. You just evolved a little bit more. Your chakras became just a bit bigger and stronger. And I'll leave you guys with this. This is actually very interesting. So you have chakras, right? You have chakras that when they expand during meditation, if people don't practice character building, if people don't practice the virtues of a good life, the chakra goes from big after meditation and then gradually gets smaller, smaller, smaller to go back to a default setting. The way you keep your chakras big after meditation, and we covered this morning, is by character building and practicing the virtues. So, how do I want to say this? When you scan, energetically feel, when you scan somebody's chakras, you can tell how developed the chakra is by how dense the energy of the chakra is, how much resistance the chakra gives to you when you push on it. Meaning, somebody does a powerful meditation, the chakra expands temporarily, right? It gets bigger. You can scan, and as you push on the chakra energetically, you can feel it giving, yielding, right? That means it's not very developed. But if a person does a powerful meditation, and then they use that energy to grow, to evolve, to serve, to help, to guide, to teach, to heal, right? The chakra becomes developed. Then, when you scan it, it becomes like a brick wall, energetically speaking. It becomes resilient. It becomes powerful, right? So you can have somebody with huge chakras, right? Huge chakras, and you scan, and it's soft. It yields very easily, right? Because they meditate, they generate lots and lots and lots of energy, but they're not using it for anything. Then you have people who have small chakras, relatively speaking, right? But as you push on them, they're super dense. That means that person is using the potentiality that they were given. Now, if that person meditates, whoa, their potentiality increased that much more because the chakra went from this big to this big. Is this making sense? So it's something to be aware of. Some of you know how to scan or feel energy. Some of you don't know how to scan or feel energy. It's okay. You can learn how to do it properly in a level 1 pranic healing class, basic level 1 pranic healing class. In one weekend, you'll learn how to scan the aura, the chakras, and then there's levels and levels and levels of scanning. But you learn the basics in the first class. Make sense? Jessica says, yes, very cool. Tina says, never give up. That's our motto. That's it. That's never giving up is solar plexus. The solar plexus is a very important chakra, and it handles a tremendous workload. It handles all the energies from the lower chakras go through the solar plexus, front and back. And then all the energies from the upper chakras to go to the lower chakras have to pass through the solar plexus. The solar plexus is a junction point for the higher and lower energies. It's a very important chakra, and it's very delicate. It's durable, but it's very delicate. That's why our emotions are like this. But the cleaner your solar plexus becomes, your emotions start going like this, and they become more still. Make sense? So, that being said, for those of you who need healing, especially of the solar plexus, which is most everybody on the planet, feel free to go to ChristianRLong.com, schedule a distant healing session with me. I look forward to transforming you in that area of your life and many, many other areas of your life. With 16 years of experience, we're able to do that quite often. Super, super grateful. And then join us tomorrow for another daily dose of growth at 8 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time, and then 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. We do our Twin Hearts meditation on Zoom, which I have the links below this video if you're watching it live on Facebook. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to end my evening. May you be blessed by God and my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, in every single area of your life. And I look forward to serving you now and as long as I have my physical body. You're very welcome, Jessica. You're welcome, Tina. You're welcome, Chrissy. And be well, be prosperous, be amazing, be inspired, and live a great life. Live a good life. Thank you, Tina. I will. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye.